Hello, my name is Eric, and today we're going to change the hydrodynamic bearing on an Oil Gear PVWJ B-frame pump. This procedure is going to be the same for PVWJ 025s, PVWJ 034s, and PVWJ 046s. We'll begin by rolling the pump up on its shaft. That gives us access to the valve plate. We'll loosen the 4 cap screws to remove the valve plate. We'll set that on spec so we don't damage the running surfaces. This is going to expose the rotating group. So we're going to tip the pump to remove the rotating group. What I like to do is give it a slight rotation. That way all the pistons come out. They stay in their original bore locations. So here we can look down into the cavity, and we can see here's our hydrodynamic bearing. That's the red item, and that's held in place with a spiral lock ring. That ring is going to have a tab, and you can see the tab located here. So I use a flat bladed screwdriver to loosen that tab and pull the spiral lock out of its bore. Loosen that up, and I can gently pull out my spiral lock ring. Be very careful, the edges of this can become rather sharp, and I've cut my finger a few times over the years. At this point we can go ahead and remove the hydrodynamic bearing. And I like to do that with both fingers. I reach in and I start rotating the hydrodynamic bearing just slightly, ensure that it's loose, apply slight pressure, and hydrodynamic bearing is going to come right out. You'll notice that there is a roll pin on the back. That roll pin will drop into one of several cavities internally. So this roll pin, when the pump is put back together, will have to go into the pump. So at this point we can install a new hydrodynamic bearing, and we put it back in using the same procedure. Grasp it between our 2 fingers and gently rotate that. It's going to drop into place, and then we'll rotate it so that roll pin connects to the case. At this point we should be able to see the snap ring groove. We'll go ahead and put our spiral lock snap ring in. We'll start by placing one end into the groove of the case and gently walk that around and pushing that into the snap ring groove, and hear that? It clicked into place. At this point we can put in our rotating group. What I like to do is coat this with some fluid, whatever fluid is being used in the system. Here on the running face of the shoes, on the swash block. I'm going to put my pump on the side, grasp this, and what I do is I hold the shaft with one hand as I gently put in the rotating group, and I turn that, and I can feel the splines engaging on the rotating group. Then I roll this up like this. That way the weight of the rotating group is holding my swash block and my saddle bearings in place. At this point I'll check my bearing here. I'll be checking my O-ring, fits into the groove of the case. I'll check my high pressure O-ring. At that point I can put on my valve plate, center that. The valve plate will be located with 2 roll pins. I can put in my 4 cap screws, and then I'll tighten these evenly. The torque spec on a PVWJ B-frame pump is going to be 37 inch-pounds. So I can tighten these down evenly, 37 inch-pounds, and that's how we change the hydrodynamic bearing on a PVWJ B-frame pump.